Okay, guys, we're back. We're back with another video, and this video is going to be kind of quick because there's so much information going on. So just recently, about 2 hours ago, DAZN, through the Athletic Boxing, they just released an article with Errol Spence. We'll go ahead and play that here.
The bigger there, I mean, you know, the proof is in the pudding, you know, who's the bigger draw and things like that. So, you know, he's a great fighter, has a lot of talent.
Okay, I'm not going to play all that. That's from the Athletic. Basically, they had him on the podcast, and they asked Errol Spence, here we go, right here, you can check it out. I asked Errol Spence if he deserves more money in a bout with Terence Crawford. I definitely should get the bigger share. I'm not going to say what Bob Arum said, but proof is in the pudding. Who's a bigger draw? He's a great fighter, but I feel like 60-40 is the right price, you know? And then you get Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford says, well, look like the fight will never happen. Terence Crawford went on to say, whenever we click Bud Crawford, he went on to say, you know, looks like the fight will never happen. Some guy says 60-40 is reasonable, Bud. Spence has more belts and is a bigger draw. You stupid. You one of them guys. How many belts I have won? How many have he won? Then come back to me. You got some more stuff here. So basically, they're kind of going back and forth. I think he's got a few more. Here we go. 99% of the people that always got have a negative comment can't even fight in real life, but they say you scared to fight. This is that guy when they can't last 3 rounds, I'm done. And then he said, I see a lot of y'all really don't know shit about nothing. Y'all just repeating what y'all heard and seen from somebody that don't know shit about boxing, say or post about shit that they don't know. So that makes all y'all look stupid. And then, yeah, his last quote about 3 hours ago, it's crazy when somebody tell you to take less money when you're putting yours, life, and health on the line. But I bet if I went to any one of y'all's job and said, cut they pay and pay them less, y'all cry a river and say y'all need a new job. So shut that stupid shit up. Yeah, so there's a lot going on, and this all stems from Bob Arum's comments the other day, where he says, the question is, do we keep him? I could build a house in Beverly Hills on the money that I've lost on him in the last 3 fights. A beautiful home. Nobody questions Crawford's innate tremendous ability. By beating a naturally bigger guy in Brook decisively, that's a big statement that he's making. The question is, does it pay the bills? Look, you can have the greatest opera singer in the world. If the fans don't support it, you're out of business. Again, is this really down to the fans not supporting Crawford, or is it down to, is Crawford not promoted properly like the Spences, the Danny Garcias, the Adrian Broners, and everybody over there at PBC, the Sean Porters, stuff like that? Which one is it? So we can go back here. We can go back to the Atlantic. And then because they had another interview, a full story, Arum's comments here, and then it says DAZN Boxing. And this is where he tells, you know, what's next for your career. He's on a podcast, and then he basically says, I don't know if I can play the audio, but I'll just go ahead and read it. He says, if I'm not an asset, release me right now. So we could be looking at a potential release of Terence Bud Crawford from Top Rank, and that would be kind of huge, because then does he go to Al Haymon? You know, does he follow the Floyd Mayweather path? Does he go to Al Haymon and just become, you know, create, you know, Bud Crawford Promotions, and, you know, fight PBC fighters, fight DAZN fighters, fight Top Rank fighters? Who knows? You know, so stay tuned to Straight Outta Content. You know, make sure you follow me on YouTube, Straight Outta Content. Follow me on Instagram at Straight Out of Content, and definitely check out the podcast, because we've been touching on the subject since his fight. We keep, you know, just want to keep you guys up to date with the right news. Again, even in this right here, this is, and I want to make sure that everybody listens to this. Even though this, I don't necessarily know if I can play this audio, but first off, they asked Spence about a 60-40. It wasn't the other way around. He didn't just come out and say. But also in this 45-second clip, Spence says that, you see, I mean, my manager and his promoter haven't sat at a table and talked. The discussion really, you know, come in once, you know, and you know damn, it's blocked out. But basically, what he was saying was, because I don't want to play it, was that he's okay. He wants a 60-40, but it's about negotiations. So if his promoter who's Al Haymon, and currently Bud's promoter Bob Arum, if they sit down, then they can discuss the right amount of money. I think that the best move is for Bud to leave, go over there to PBC, and then at least, even if he's doing a 60-40 or say a 55-45 or something like that, if he's doing it like that, then chances are he's going to get a lot of the back end, because there's going to be a live gate. And if he fights under Bob Arum or Top Rank or ESPN, there's not going to be a live gate. So there's that money. And then there's also the money of the pay-per-view, which he's not going to get if he fights on ESPN, because he's going to make him fight for free again. So I think the best financial decision is for him to go on over there to PBC and, you know, get all the rest of the money like everybody else, you know. So he's already kind of saying it right here. This was posted 2 hours ago. It's 10:48 Texas time. So. All right, guys. Also, if you look here at The Athletic, I don't know how many people even seen this, but this right here is a huge piece. This article right here is what led to this response from Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford saying to release him. It all stems from this article right here, and it says, this is Bob Arum. I'm no longer in the business of losing money on Terence Crawford. That's what he ends his quote with. So what he says is, I don't give a shit, right? Team Crawford got mad at me based off of his other statements, his former statements, this statement right here. I'll leave it up there so you guys can see that. That's what that is, okay? I don't give a shit if Team Crawford got mad at me. This business is not about getting mad. This business is about facts and reality of the situation, Arum said. What I say that was wrong. I'll show him how much we've lost in his fights. Again, if we did this fight with Spence and put our money in for half of the risk, and Crawford wins and Haymon wants to sign him, be my guest, for Christ's sake. In other words, I'm not going to go in my pocket anymore for Terence Crawford. End quote. New quote. I don't have to make a lot of money with him on this Spence fight, but I know I'll break even or make a couple of dollars. I'm no longer in the business of losing money on Terence Crawford. So this is, even though it says 12 hours ago, not many people are actually reporting on this piece of news. And then this right here, this is only, 2 hours ago. If I refresh my screen, it might be 3 hours ago, but it's very recent news. And luckily The Athletic is a great source. So please follow them. They're the source for all of this stuff. I don't like to report on anything unless it comes from a reliable source, and you don't get no more reliable than quotes directly from the people. Again, this quote right here is from Errol Spence. So, it's heating up. It looks like that he's going to, he's going to be a free agent for a while, but I think Al Haymon is going to get him. I think Floyd Mayweather is going to get him. I think they're really going to pull Bud Crawford into the PBC brand, and I don't think he fights Spence immediately. I think he gets a couple of fights, maybe with a Keith Thurman. That would be a really good fight. Or do they just go ahead and just get the Spence fight out the way, just in case he fights Keith Thurman and loses or gets hurt or something like that? So leave comments down below on what you guys think is going to happen with Bud Crawford this week or next week, or, starting of 2021. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe in this video. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure you listen to the podcast, Straight Content Podcast, on all the streaming platforms. You can see them on the screen. All right, guys, be safe. Be basic.